fight is powerful, Roach. I think it's about he's got to come out of himself.
Tank, what's your prediction of your upcoming fight with Lamont Roach?
He's gonna sleep for sure. Soften him up. Then fry him.
Gervonta Davis sees himself as an unstoppable force in boxing, a true champion and knockout artist who has taken down opponent after opponent. But when Lamont Roach stood beside him at their most recent face-off, he wasn't intimidated at all.
Okay, yeah. Tank all day, baby. Tank all day. Easy work. Easy work.
Roach looks beyond Davis's bold talk and sees a man whose confidence might be crossing into overconfidence. As their fight approaches on March 1st at New York's Barclays Center, Davis's strong belief in himself is just as much of a weapon as his powerful left hand. This unwavering confidence has sparked plenty of discussions in the boxing world for months. As Davis gets ready for his title defense, he's made a bold claim. He plans to retire by the end of the year. But this statement has raised some eyebrows as it seems to contradict itself, adding even more fuel to the fire surrounding his upcoming fight.
In the first round, I don't think the key to this fight is powerful, Roach. I think it's about
thrown away now.
That's cool. At the end of the day, I got one goal. It's only gonna be one winner. That's gonna be me. Whether you're gonna lay down, you're gonna get down, or you're gonna lay.
While some fans are eager to see how Tank Davis wraps up his career, others are becoming frustrated with the opponents he's been picking. Lamont Roach Jr. is the latest fighter to be labeled as another easy opponent for Davis. With top talents like Shakur Stevenson, Kassan Davis, and Raymond Morala ready for a challenge, many are left wondering why Davis hasn't stepped up to face a tougher opponent to solidify his legacy. Davis didn't shy away from this criticism during a recent interview with fellow Baltimore native Jay Hill. In this discussion, fans got to see a side of Davis that isn't often revealed.
press the issue at times. Roach is being tamed. He's been tamed by the jab.
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skills against a dog. So I'm gonna show y'all what happens when two dogs get in the ring together.
Davis was blunt and unapologetic, expressing his belief that no one in the lightweight division could compete with him. Skill for skill, none of these guys can mess with me, he said with total confidence. From his point of view, he's already far ahead of everyone else in the division. Then, Davis took things a step further, making a comparison that some people found disrespectful. My skills are way better than Floyd's. If I'm on my game, you feel me? He quickly backtracked, realizing the controversy his words could stir. Davis has always looked up to Floyd Mayweather and has had a complicated relationship with him, even being mentored by the boxing legend. While comparisons to Floyd are inevitable, Davis's statement about being better than his former mentor raised more than a few eyebrows.
Been tamed by the jab. And he's also been tamed by...
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look. He looked at night.
I'm telling you, you saying you going down in a night?
Lamont Roach hasn't held back in responding to Davis's confidence, saying that Davis might be getting a little too ahead of himself. Roach, who sees himself as the next WBA lightweight champion, has been training hard for their upcoming fight. The label of underdog doesn't bother him. In fact, it fuels his drive. Terence Crawford, known for his tactical mind, added his thoughts to the mix by pointing out Davis's potential weaknesses. Crawford believes that only two fighters today, Shakur Stevenson and Kassan Davis, have the skills needed to truly challenge Davis's dominance. With all the talk and build-up, the stage is set, but Davis remains intensely focused on maintaining his image as an unbeatable force.
And I saw a lot of great things in sparring. I saw him generating power, turning over his shoulder.
And I promise you, you better lead them home. You better lead the females home. On my mother, you better lead the females home and the kids. On my mother.
Yeah. Confidence is important, but it doesn't always guarantee perfection. While Gervonta Davis's power and knockout record are impressive, some of his technical abilities often fly under the radar. He's praised for his relentless punching, but when it comes to defense, head movement, and overall ring control, critics believe there's still room for improvement. Even boxing expert Alal Schick weighed in on the matter during a recent chat with Mike Coppinger. He didn't hold back, stating Davis is an excellent infighter, but he needs to raise the level of his challenges. Facing fighters like Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney is exactly what Davis needs to do to cement his place as one of boxing's all-time greats.
But here, he hasn't been able to work that out yet, although he's trying to get inside.
Gervonta Davis just said in a new interview that Lamont Roach Jr. is more skilled than Ryan Garcia and Frank Martin.
He more skillful than Ryan Garcia? Yes. Skill-wise, he hit harder than Ryan Garcia? I don't know. Skill-wise, he's better than...
Isaac Cruz is often mentioned in discussions about Gervonta Davis. Cruz, not particularly known for his technical skills, still managed to last the full 12 rounds with Davis in their fight. That performance made some question Davis's invincibility. If Cruz, with his limited technique, could avoid a knockout and go the distance, what would happen if Davis faced someone with elite skills and strategy? It's a question that many are eager to see answered. So far, Davis's choices have kept that answer out of reach. Self-reflection might be Davis's biggest strength or his biggest weakness. In moments of confidence, he may overlook the flaws that others with a sharper eye could catch. If Lamont Roach comes prepared on March 1st with a solid plan, the world could see a major upset no one saw coming.
His hand right on the side of his head and pushed him down. Just moved into mid-range.
50 is what Tank and Frank did, and Frank wasn't a champion. Roach has been around. He lost to Jamel Herring. He came back from defeat to be a world champ. I think it'll do a good 450, 500.
I think it.
Lamont Roach Jr. isn't just showing up for a paycheck on March 1st. He's there to settle old scores. With his fight against Gervonta "Tank" Davis fast approaching, Roach has made it clear that this is about much more than just a title. It's personal, and he's carrying the weight of past defeats with him. Back in 2011, when they were young amateurs, Davis and Roach faced off twice. Davis came out on top both times, leaving Roach to dwell on those losses for over a decade. Those memories are still fresh in Roach's mind. And now, with the WBA lightweight title on the line, he's eager to rewrite history. Roach isn't afraid to use any platform to get his message across. On Valentine's Day, what started as a lighthearted social media post turned into a viral exchange. Roach posted a poem that read, "Roses are red, violets are blue, March 1st sounds like, and the new." It was a clear message. Roach was coming for Tank's title. Davis quickly responded, showing off his usual sharp wit. His version of the rhyme was, "Roses are red, violets are blue, March 1st sounds like, don't worry baby, you'll be home soon from the hospital." The rivalry is heating up, and both fighters are ready to make their mark.
Range to throw a jab, and he's just waiting.
It's gonna be a party
And
on
I'm
your
gonna
floor.
let y'all know, son. His father was up here shaking
gonna- it's
on the
gonna
what's
be-
the name? He was shaking on the
Thank everybody that played a part in it. My team, Roberto Diaz, Gary Jonas.
on my kids. He was shaking on this thing. On my kids, he was
never.
shaking. How you gonna say his cap? And
gotta
you
be.
gonna say his cap? I'm watching.
The ongoing back and forth has only intensified the anticipation for a fight that's been in the making for over a decade. Both Lamont Roach and Gervonta "Tank" Davis know exactly what's on the line: pride, legacy, and the championship belt. Despite all the social media drama, not everyone believes Roach is the one to take down Davis. Boxing legend Terrence Crawford recently weighed in during an interview with Fight Hype, expressing doubt about Roach. Crawford questioned whether Roach has the mental strength to go the full 12 rounds with someone like Davis. They might have some skill, but mentally, they won't be able to keep it up for the entire fight, Crawford said. This challenge is not just about physical ability, it's about whether Roach can handle the mental pressure that Davis brings to the ring.
In speaking with Joel Diaz, you said being the counterpuncher that Lamont is.
Undefeated and what champ? Come on, man, tell me what belt. You know boxing. You forgot Devin Haney is undisputed. Devin Haney got all the belts. He the champ. Nobody else the champ. I'm gonna come up here where the big boys at. All right, I'll welcome.
Let's face it, Gervonta Davis's record speaks volumes. 30 wins and 28 knockouts. He's made a name for himself by taking down top fighters like Ryan Garcia and Frank Martin. But Lamont Roach isn't focused on stats. He's preparing to take away Davis's strengths, one punch and one mental advantage at a time. Roach knows that Davis loves to break his opponents mentally before finishing them off with a powerful blow. Roach plans to change that. His goal is to stay calm under pressure and stick to his own game plan instead of reacting to everything Davis does. For Roach, the motivations behind this fight are crystal clear: legacy and life change. The biggest motivations for the fight are being able to show, "I'm really one of the best fighters in the world," Roach said. This fight is not just about proving himself, it's about securing his place among the best.
It'd be like, I don't know. It'd be little clips like you see how like man him was talking and then somebody else talked like his crew. That's what get me up. Like that's what make me like I always want to prove to somebody that I'm like they not.
For Lamont Roach, winning isn't just about his career. It's about changing the lives of his family and those around him. It's a simple, yet powerful idea. Beating Gervonta Tank Davis would be life-changing, not just for him, but for his city and the respect he believes he's earned, but hasn't received. He understands that winning this fight would make him more than just a solid champion. It would catapult him into the spotlight as a household name. In camp, Roach is pushing himself harder than ever. His sparring partners have been selected specifically to mimic Davis's style as closely as possible. They've been throwing everything at him: speed, power, and aggression, and Roach has been holding his own. The focus has been on movement, defense, and controlling the center of the ring. Roach knows that standing still against Davis is a huge mistake, so he's training to stay elusive while landing precise counters. Roach's father, Lamont Roach Sr., has played a key role in keeping him mentally focused. The elder Roach is a no-nonsense trainer who makes sure that nothing from the outside world, be it media attention or fan opinions, distracts them from the goal. Each training session is all about improving and preparing without worrying about external noise. The goal is to stay grounded and stick to the plan. Psychologically, Roach knows that from the very first bell, he has to stay in Davis's face. Davis thrives on his opponents showing fear or hesitation, but Roach refuses to give him that satisfaction. He's determined to take the fight to Davis and make sure his presence is felt from the start.
Combinations now. See, even right there, he ducked.
I'm not looking at Lamont the way that everybody else look at Lamont. Like I know Lamont is a really good fighter. I'm not. This ain't no Frank Martin. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It's a real good fight.
The plan for Lamont Roach is simple: stay calm, stay sharp, and show Gervonta Davis that he's not intimidated. If Roach can do that, he'll have a real chance at breaking down the walls Davis typically builds around his opponents. Recently, Tank has been creating confusion with his unpredictable behavior. Over the past few months, the Baltimore native has made some surprising comments about his career, leaving his fans uncertain about what's going on. It all started on Christmas Eve when Davis dropped a bombshell, telling everyone that his much-anticipated fight with Roach, which fans had been eagerly awaiting, had been canceled. There was no explanation, no follow-up, just a post on social media that left the boxing world puzzled.
Back of the head for Lamont Roach.
He's trying to set you up, man.
Cat and mouse game.
Talk to me about the mental preparation going to this fight with Lamont. Fans, they kind of sleeping on Lamont, but you know Lamont's fighting style. Y'all fought.
Yeah, people don't know him, but Lamont is a good fighter. Like he ain't no slouch. Like I fought him in the amateurs. Like
naturally, fans quickly jumped to conclusions, speculating that it might be another one of Gervonta Tank Davis's infamous meltdowns. While Davis's unpredictability isn't new, this time felt different. The timing was strange, and with no support from his team or anyone else, it seemed like another case of Davis throwing off his own plans. Just when it looked like the fight might fall apart, Lamont Roach and his father, Lamont Sr., stepped in to clear things up. They both made statements reassuring fans that the fight was still on track for its scheduled date. The situation could have easily spiraled into chaos, but both fighters managed to keep their focus on the upcoming showdown. Despite the brief confusion, the momentum didn't slow down, and now both Roach and Davis are fully committed to their fight on March 1st, 2025 at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
Again, Jamel Harry.
Here he comes. Look at him. He's trying to give it away, man.
There's a rematch clause, people, so get ready for 2 fights. But, yes, and after I beat him the second time, I probably would ask the WBA to let me go up to 140 and fight Raya.
Lamont Roach was just as confused as everyone else when the rumors about the fight being canceled started circulating. While fans on social media were panicking, Roach didn't get caught up in the drama. During a recent Q&A session on his YouTube channel, he addressed the situation with his usual calm and collected attitude. One fan asked him directly why people were saying the fight had been canceled or that he had pulled out. Roach smiled, acknowledging the question, and then explained his side. Gervonta Davis is like a wild card, Roach said. You never know what he's going to do next. The 29-year-old fighter from Washington admitted that Davis's unpredictability is something he's had to learn to deal with over the years. Roach wasn't fazed by the rumors or confusion. Instead, he's learned to stay focused on what he can control and not let the outside noise distract him.
About Jamel Herring being the boss in this fight and fighting like a champion and not like a child.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's going to go. Tank going to be losing the first 3 rounds. Then he's going to download the data. Then he going to knock this dude out in round 7 or 8. Then he going to do the backflip. Then Jim Gray's going to get in the ring, or Caleb Plant's for white, and say, who do you want next? And Tank's going to say, I want all those guys. And they're going to go to the press conference.
Lamont Roach has been through a lot in his own career, and he's not going to let any of Gervonta "Tank" Davis's unpredictable behavior throw him off track. Roach knows Davis well enough by now to understand that Tank is his own person, and his decisions don't always make sense to outsiders. Whether it's an emotional tweet or a cryptic social media post, Tank often keeps people guessing about his next move. But Roach isn't bothered by the mental games Davis plays with the boxing world. For him, it's business as usual. He has his own fight to prepare for, and nothing is going to distract him from that. Roach understands that the mental side of boxing is just as important as the physical training, and he's staying mentally sharp for what could be the biggest challenge of his career. I don't let that stuff affect me, Roach said. It's clear that he's not getting caught up in the drama or rumors. Instead, he's focusing all of his energy on getting ready for the fight of his life. Roach knows that beating Davis would change everything for him, his career, his life, and his legacy. But for now, his focus is on staying on track and blocking out the noise from the outside.
And you'll know because I'm going to let you know. Nice check hook there once again.
No one's been able to solve Tank Davis. What do you need to do together with you and your team and obviously your son to score that victory?
We got a game plan. We're going to execute it, and we're going to get the
Move that head, bob and weave, bob and weave.
As the countdown to the big fight in Brooklyn continues, it's clear that Lamont Roach is fully focused and ready. His training camp is already in full swing, and he's approaching his preparation for Gervonta "Tank" Davis in the most professional way possible. Meanwhile, Tank looks sharp and ready to go, with his weight already close to the fighting limit. While other fighters like Gervonta Davis sometimes seem to carry extra weight during training camp, Tank stays lean and in shape. Gervonta often looks like he's fighting at welterweight before cutting down to 135 pounds, but Tank doesn't rely on extreme weight cuts to gain an advantage. He's a natural lightweight and isn't trying to manipulate the system with last-minute weight shedding.
Back of the head for Lamont Roach.
He's trying to set you up, man.
Cat and mouse game.
It's gonna be a party on your floor.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's name. He was shaking on the
Thank everybody that played a part in it. My team, Roberto Diaz, Gary Jonas.
On my kids, he was shaking on this thing. On my kids, he was shaking. How you gonna say his cap? And you gonna say his cap?
Recently, Gervonta "Tank" Davis's longtime trainer Calvin Ford has been noticeably absent, sparking rumors that the two might have parted ways. Ford has been a steady presence in Tank's career for years, so his absence has definitely caught the attention of fans and insiders. Leonard Ellerby, who knows Davis well, spoke about the situation during a conversation on The Laboratory with Plaz. Ellerby shared his thoughts on Tank's recent retirement announcement, where he mentioned retiring after 3 more fights. He expressed understanding of Tank's perspective, saying, "I can understand where he's coming from. Things are different when you have kids. It completely changes your life."
You can catch it.
There's a left from.
They heard him.
My whole family is from DC. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you.
They gonna celebrate with me. Yeah,
don't bring them.
It's gonna be a party on your floor.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's name. He was shaking on the
pops.
On my kids, he was.
Interestingly, Gervonta Davis's longtime trainer Calvin Ford hasn't been seen much lately, which has led to rumors that the two might have split. Ford has been a key part of Tank's career for years, so his absence has certainly caught the attention of both fans and industry insiders. Leonard Ellerby, who knows Davis well, addressed the situation during a conversation on The Laboratory with Plaz. Ellerby reflected on Tank's recent announcement that he plans to retire after 3 more fights, saying he understands the mindset behind it. "I can understand where he's coming from. Things are different when you have kids. It completely changes your life," Ellerby explained.
Jamel Herring is a great equalizer.
Yeah, but the jab has slowed down from Herring.
What? Who said that? You said what? You said what? Yeah, that's why I've been waiting for the niggas to talk. How much you want back? How much you want it back? Because I came up here alone. How much y'all want back? How much you want back? Just cut it out. Huh? 100? That's a.
Leonard Ellerby also highlighted how Gervonta "Tank" Davis views things much differently now compared to 6 or 7 years ago. If Tank says he's retiring, then that's what he means. He pointed out that no matter what a fighter does, it's never good enough, and that can be frustrating at times. Ellerby also mentioned how the pressure from fans and the constant demand for more fights can really take a toll on a fighter. He explained that there's more to life than just boxing. While fighters respect the fans who pay to see them in the ring, they also have lives outside of their careers. The reality is, fans often don't care about a fighter's well-being. They just want to see them keep fighting no matter the cost.
That hurt him.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm glad.
When the people who I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get dumb. I'ma beat his ass.
He can't do shit with.
For
I don't
real.
give a fuck.
So y'all better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if y'all was quiet, if y'all was loud.
He got the wood over there.
Like twisted up. I don't give a fuck.
The future looks promising for Gervonta "Tank" Davis, but it's also filled with fierce competitors. Fighters like Andy Cruz, Edwin De Los Santos, and Keyshawn Davis are all gunning for him. It's possible that Tank feels the pressure of these hungry challengers. These are not easy fights, and Tank is fully aware of the challenges ahead. While he may be confident in his ability to win, he also knows these battles won't come easy. At this stage of his career, he might not be eager to put in the intense effort required for such high-stakes matchups. Leonard Ellerby also spoke about the tough reality of boxing and how it impacts a fighter's long-term health. It's a brutal sport, and the toll it takes on the body is something that can't be ignored.
Beat his ass.
He can't do shit with.
For
I don't
real.
give a fuck.
I better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if y'all was quiet, if y'all was loud.
He got the wood over there.
Like twisted up. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Y'all can do whatever y'all want. My mother, he can't stop nothing over here.
None of that.
Not at all.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna f him up.
Not at all. Never. No.
Lamont Roach, the current champion at 130 pounds, is moving up in weight to face Gervonta Davis, despite being considered the underdog. Roach is confident in his abilities and has the skills to make this fight interesting. On the other hand, Davis, who hasn't fought since his 8th-round knockout of Frank Martin in June 2024, knows he can't take Roach lightly. He has promised to be in peak condition for every fight leading up to his retirement. "I'm making sure that I do what I'm supposed to so I can be the best that I can," Davis vowed. Whether he's facing Roach, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, or anyone else, Davis is determined to leave the sport on top. Fans will be closely watching to see if he can solidify his legacy with a few more unforgettable performances before retiring for good. How do you think this fight will play out with Lamont Roach? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.